Everyone has seen famous psychopaths on TV, in movies, in documentaries, but almost no one understands how a real psychopath actually behaves. It's not the blood-covered monster. It's not the guy screaming, losing control, acting rabid. Most psychopaths don't look like killers. They look like someone you once trusted. And Hans is the perfect example of that. He doesn't run, he doesn't shout, he doesn't lose control. He does the opposite. He gives you control, so he can take it away the moment you stop paying attention.
You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not? Yes.
And that's exactly how real psychopaths operate, with calmness, charm, and a coldness you don't notice until it's too late. And now I want you to pay very close attention to this, because you may have already crossed paths with someone like this and never realized it. Psychopaths don't need to raise their voice to destroy you. They only need one thing: for you to believe you are safe, to believe you're in control, to believe you can trust them. Hans doesn't storm into the house aggressively. He walks in smiling, he chats, he compliments, he asks for a glass of milk.
Puisque nous sommes sur une exploitation laitière, je suppose sans risque de me tromper que vous avez du lait?
Oui.
Alors, je préfère du lait.
Très bien.
He makes you lower your guard without noticing. He dismantles you from the inside without ever lifting a hand. And that's why this scene is so unsettling, because it's real, because it's possible, because it reminds us that the most dangerous evil is not the one covered in blood. It's the one that arrives polite. Now, think with me. How many times have you trusted someone just because they seemed calm, smart, well-mannered? How many times have you confused kindness with safety? That's where psychopaths strike. They understand exactly what you need to feel in order to relax. And once you relax, they act. Hans Landa isn't just a villain. He's a behavioral study. He's a masterclass in manipulation. He's practically a living manual of how these people operate in the real world.
If you still think Hans is just a movie villain, pay attention to this scene. When he sits with Shosanna to eat that dessert, nothing is innocent. He knows she's Jewish. He knows that cream, traditionally made with pork fat,
This Bavarian cream is simply wunderbar. The taste is incredible.
is forbidden to her. And still, he waits for the exact moment to torture her. She lifts the fork to her mouth, and he stops her with a smile. Wait, you forgot the cream.
Attendez la crème.
He does it because he wants to watch her swallow something she hates, something that hurts her, something she would never choose, not for the food, but for the power. That's the perfect psychopath, the one who destroys without raising his voice, who humiliates with gentleness, who controls every detail just to prove you have no way out.
In the end, all of Hans's coldness meant nothing. All the manipulation, all the theatrics, all the false superiority ended exactly the way it always does for psychopaths. Alone, overconfident, and finally outplayed by someone they thought they controlled. Hans truly believed he could negotiate his way out, that he could walk away clean, that he could deceive everyone until the very last second. But that's how psychopaths fall, not by force, but by arrogance. They always think they're one step ahead, until they realize they're not even on the board anymore. And when he finally wins his deal, when he believes he's escaped, he discovers he doesn't control everything. His plan doesn't matter. In the end, he becomes the piece being moved, not the one moving the pieces. And that's a lesson. A psychopath may look untouchable, but he always leaves a trail. He always reveals too much. He always believes too deeply in his own brilliance. Which is why, in the end, the mask always breaks. And once it breaks, the monster isn't nearly as big as it pretended to be.
If you enjoyed this kind of analysis, drop a comment so I know it's worth bringing more videos in this style. Tell me what stood out to you and what you want to see next. And of course, subscribe and turn on notifications. That's how I know you actually want to keep this conversation going.